when someone says, you know, I can be at Lowe's or someplace like that, and they'll say, thank you for your service. And my response is, no, it was an honor and privilege. And so I'm thankful for the honor and privilege of serving. That meant a lot to me, being able to do that. That's the way to describe it. I was a police officer, security police. And I did that for probably 10 or 12 years. And after that, I took a special duty position, which was an instructor. And I taught NCOs at an NCO academy. And that's where I spent the rest of my career, was teaching and instructing.
Tell me about the police position. What was that like?
I was assigned to the Strategic Air Command, SAC. And being a young airman, it wasn't always pretty. We spent a lot of time in the cold. Matter of fact, my first winter in the Air Force was in Ohio. And they had still is the coldest winter they ever had on record in Ohio. And there was times I was on that flight line and it was 30, one night in particular, it got to 40 below. Yeah, it was cold. It was so cold that, see, we had sentry dogs out there, patrol dogs also. They brought the dogs in, but we stayed out because the dogs aren't effective at a certain temperature or below that. And so to protect the dogs, were more valuable than we were. We stayed out. But I did that and went to instructor school and became trainer certified at that point in my first enlistment.
So what were you teaching?
At that time, it was security police duties. And I've got a picture in there of one whole group of the flight, and I was what was called a training NCO. So I did that for about 9 or 10 years, I want to say. But then my best assignment was as a non-commissioned officer academy instructor. I started out I taught in 3 different departments. We had military studies, leadership and management, and then communication skills. And so I got promoted to, eventually I became a department head in 2 of those 3 areas. Funny story about that, communication skills. When I was in high school, I hated English. I hated anything to do with writing, speaking, or whatever. Well, suddenly they said, you're now a department head of this area of communication skills, and you have to supervise a group of instructors who teach these NCOs coming back how to write and how to do a military briefing, how to speak. So I'm grabbing for college the hard-brace English dictionary, everything I could to go, okay, verb, adjective, what does this do? Because I had to, if I'm supervising the instructors, I have to know what I'm doing. But I had a lot of joy. Actually, that was probably one of my most favorite areas. Because you would take an NCO in there, somebody who'd been in service, could have been a flight line mechanic, somebody that never got in front of a group, and we taught them to speak. It was basically a speech class. And to see the development of those NCOs after they'd been there with us for 6 weeks, and they would come up to you and say, you know what, I was scared to death to speak till I came here. Thank you for the opportunity, for teaching me these things. And it gave them a lot of confidence. They could now get up if they had to and speak and with confidence. Well, you know, you hear people say this a lot, but all honor and glory goes to God.
Absolutely.
But that's the way I've been. And He allowed me to serve. You know, I could have taken a number of different paths, but He allowed me to serve. He opened the doors for me, and even after the military, He led me down a path of what I would consider a successful civilian career as well. So I'm adamant. I give all honor and glory to Him for giving me that opportunity.
Absolutely.